Hey, this is Vito from Jersey. And guess what? Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day, 2016. I'm sitting down here by the river, by the Hackensack River, Carlstadt, New Jersey. Look at this. Isn't it nice? Look how beautiful. It's about 60 degrees out, maybe 50 something. Sunny, no wind. It's beautiful. They may be saying, what the hell is he doing down there? It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Christmas Day. Why isn't he home with his family? What is he, a stunat? No, I'm not a stunat. Well, maybe I am a little stunat. Well, we'll talk about that later. I ain't even going to get into this. Anyhow, I'm sitting here nice among the goose shit. You ever see so much goose shit in your life? It's all over the place. Freaking Canadian geese coming down from Canada, coming to Jersey. What the hell are you doing in Jersey? Stay in Canada. We're going to have a sit down. A few people. Send a message to these geese. Stay the hell off the docks in Carlstadt, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Send a message. A couple of geese they find fucking on a table with some potatoes and onions. Maybe the rest of them would think twice about coming down to Jersey. Right? I'm going to tell you guys a story. It's funny as hell. And it wasn't too funny for me at the time, but my friends think it's funny. And this must have been in the 80s, early 80s. I was cutting this guy's hair. His name is Gene. And he tells me he's got a boat. And he comes down to the Hackensack River into the meadows. Now, there's places, from what I understand, and I've only been around the meadows here a few times. You know, this is where, like I mentioned once before, the mob used to dump all the bodies because nothing's down here. But there's these inlets going in and out of the reeds, you know? And this guy tells me, he says, Vito, he goes, there's places I could take you. You wouldn't even think you were in New Jersey. You would think you were like somewhere in like Louisiana in the bayou or something, you know? So I said, come on, let's go. He goes, listen, I got a place. I put up a little shack on like an island. You go down the Hackensack River. Listen, I don't know where he took me, but he had this like little, it was like a little island, all reeds around it. And some of it must have been loaded with mosquitoes, but it was around, I guess it was around end of November, so it wasn't that bad. It's a little shack, and he pulled a boat up on it, and he like hung out in there, and I guess, you know, he smoked a bone or had a few drinks by himself and just crashed out, you know, okay. So he takes me down there, and there were all these wild geese stock coming in. Now, I happen to know that in Chinatown, in Manhattan, which is what, 10, 15 minutes away, down, you go through the Holland Tunnel, and you're in China. You're on Canal Street, up Canal Street, you make a left, you're in Little Italy, you make a right, you're in Chinatown. All right. I happen to know the restaurants in Chinatown, a Chinese restaurant, they buy geese. And at the time, they would give you, I think it was $20 for a goose. And then they would cook it up and they would serve them. Chinese restaurants in Chinatown, off of Canal Street. So I say, listen, Gene, I go, how about if we come down here and we whack like 10 geese? That's $200. That was a lot of money back in like the early 80s. I mean, $100. I mean, what was it, $40 for a day's pay at the time? You know what I mean? You were doing all right if you made $200-300 a week, $500 a week, $600. I remember I was making $600 a week back in like 1980, and everybody thought I was, holy shit, $600 a week. So anyway, I go, we come down. You know when the geese are flying in because he's like one of these guys that's always out in the boat. So he goes, yeah, come down, get a big bag, whack him. He goes, that's against the law. I says, who's going to find out? They're down there looking at me killing a goose? Get the frick out of here. I said, let's just go do it. He goes, you know, those geese are pretty tough. I said, yeah, geese are tough. I said, let me tell you something. I've been into the martial arts since I'm 16 years old. I said, I'll give him a fucking crack in the neck, I'll break his neck, and I'll stuck him in a bag. Bring him down to China. I said, now $200, we whack it up. All right. So we go down there. And I said, we get some bread and we throw it out so the geese come up to the boat. Then I hit him, break his neck, stick him in a bag. I do like 10, as many as we can. We can bring some big fucking burlap bags with us, shove the geese in there, bring them up to Chinatown and sell them. Okay. We're going to do it down there. And we're throwing the bread. And the geese are there. And we're throwing the bread. And the geese are coming up to the boat. So me, I go like this. I give it like a side hit with this hand. And with the right, beam in the neck. The goose turns and looks at me. It was like I hit an iron pole. The thing's neck didn't even bend. I went bam, and I went to grab it, and the goose just looked at me like, "Are you fuck with me or what?" He whipped out his wings. He goes, "Wah!" And with his fucking beak, he hits me right in the chest. Bing! I went flying back. He gets up on the fucking, like he's on almost in my lap with his wings overlapping me, and he goes, whop, whop. Beat the frigging shit. I'm screaming. Gene, the kid Gene, is in the other end of the boat laughing his ass off. He's fucking hysterical. I'm getting killed. Let me tell you something. If that fucking thing would have hit me in the head, it could have cracked my skull. That's how hard he hit me with that fucking pa-dang, pa-dang. So he gets in awe and smacks the thing off of me. He's hysterical. I go, "You got to get me to the fucking emergency room. This fucking thing killed me." I thought I was having... He hit me in the fucking chest bone. So anyway, there was a clinic on Hackensack Street in Hasbrook Heights. We went up there. Fucking doctors laughing at me like it's a big fucking joke, right? And of course it is in retrospect. But let me tell you, when I was getting the shit kicked out of me by that fucking goose, it wasn't funny, all right? Okay. So, I'm telling you, it could have taken my eye out. Definitely would have busted my nose if it hit me. It was like getting hit with a ball-peen hammer. So that's my Christmas story for you people out there. And that's why maybe they call me Crazy Vito. That's another side. I said, forget about it. I didn't even know anybody was calling me Crazy Vito. No, in the neighborhood. I don't mean out on YouTube here, but my father-in-law's in Florida, right? So he said that he was, I'll tell that story another thing. But anyway, it's getting long. Too many stories, you know what I mean? I'll tell you the Crazy Vito story. But anyway, in the neighborhood, they call me Crazy Vito. Why? I have no idea. So I asked my son-in-law last night. I said, it was Christmas Eve last night. And we were going to get something from the store, one store that was open, Target's on Staten Island. I said, am I crazy? They call me Crazy Vito. Am I crazy? He goes, yeah, a little bit. Well, anyhow, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'll probably do another one of these before New Year. So, ciao.